How is everybody? Hello.
Good morning,
We
everybody.
are so ready for a weekend, y'all.
I think we have never deserved a weekend more than this one.
Ever in 17
Ever.
years. This is the most I need a weekend of all weekends.
Of all time and space, for
Mhm.
sure.
That's right.
We are going to be talking a lot about Charlie again still today because there's a lot of reactions still and stuff we need to talk about. And I can't promise that I will not cry. It's entirely possible that I will cry again and that you will cry again and that you are still crying, which is completely normal because I will see some kind of video of something that I have no idea or preparation for that will set me off. And you just never know. And that's grief, right? That's normal grief stuff.
Right.
So we will have a lot more about Charlie, but will also be covering other news today, which is different than yesterday because Charlie sort of consumed our entire 2 hours and 15-minute show yesterday.
And rightly so.
Rightly so.
Right.
That's exactly right. And he will consume a lot of today's show too, but there is other stuff to share with you. And one of the things to share was kind of a neat thing. Very, I don't know, it was like the same kind of feeling I got when George W. went to that baseball game after 9/11, right?
Right.
And Trump went to the Yankees game yesterday and got a very lovely reception. We've got a few different angles of it. You're going to see him reacting to his own face, really, on the Jumbotron. You're going to hear chants of USA. You're going to hear chants of his name. And it was just really cool. I'll just like sort of let all these videos run together.
Oh my gosh. I cannot.
That's pretty cool. Right?
It is. It's been such an awful week. And I think he needed that and we needed that. And when I heard them, like calling his name and saying USA and stuff, I was like, you know what? Thank God he needed that. And it is like somebody, Deidre, salve to a broken heart. Yeah, I think we're all brokenhearted this week for a lot of reasons. Like a lot of stuff has happened this week. So it was really great to see that. Plus, I think that the assassination of Charlie Kirk hit Trump especially hard because somebody's tried to assassinate him twice.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how it affected him. I mean, personally, because he's been through this. I mean, he's been through twice. I would imagine his family. I can't imagine how Melania must have felt this week.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably
I'm just so worried too about the Secret Service because they've been not great.
Right.
And so I just hope he's so careful.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree.
And just a reminder about and I'm not going to use the phrase that I normally use because it's far too soon, but we really avoided disaster when it comes to not having Kamala as president. Just wow. Did we ever avoid disaster? You know that she is about to embark on her book tour. Or perhaps maybe she's already on it. Maybe she's already doing the stops and the actual tour. But now that that's in progress, there are excerpts coming out, which is great because no one's actually going to buy it and read the whole thing. All we want to know, right? That's true. All we want to know is just the juicy parts, right? And so now we're starting to get little hints of what's to come in this ridiculous book. And so you can read this from the Red Wave Press.
In her new book, The Constant Battle, Vice President Kamala Harris blasts President Biden's decision to run for re-election as reckless while firmly rejecting claims of his cognitive decline. Okay. She asserts Biden, even on his worst day, was more knowledgeable and capable of sound judgment than Donald Trump on his best. Many people want to spin up a narrative of some big conspiracy at the White House to hide Joe Biden's infirmity. Here's the truth as I lived it. Joe Biden was a smart guy with long experience and deep conviction, able to discharge the duties of president.
Liar.
God, on his worst day, he was more deeply knowledgeable, more capable of exercising judgment, and far more compassionate than Donald Trump on his best. But at 81, Joe got tired.
Oh, he was just sleeping.
He was so tired. That's when his age showed in physical and verbal stumbles. I don't think it's any surprise that the debate debacle happened right after 2 back-to-back trips to Europe and a flight to the West Coast for a Hollywood fundraiser. I don't believe it was incapacity. If I believed that, I would have said so. As loyal as I am to President Biden, I am more loyal to my country. Okay.
Lie. You lie.
What a freaking liar. That's such a bunch of bullshit.
It is a lie. And so here are some more interesting excerpts. She said, and of all the people in the White House, I was in the worst position to make the case that he should drop out. I knew it would come off to him as incredibly self-serving if I advised him not to run. He would see it as naked ambition, perhaps as poisonous disloyalty, even if my only message was, don't let the other guy win. It's Joe and Jill's decision. We all said it like a mantra, as if we'd all been hypnotized. Was it grace or was it recklessness? In retrospect, I think recklessness. The stakes were simply too high. This wasn't a choice that should have been left to an individual's ego, an individual's ambition. It should have been more than a personal decision.
She wrote none of this. None of it. Seriously. Do you believe that she wrote this?
I think she had ample assistance.
Oh my God. There were like 15 ghostwriters. Come on. Like, if you believe she wrote this.
I mean,
honestly.
Yeah. She also talked about how she just couldn't win in her role. She said, I called on Israel for greater access to aid. It was a speech that had been vetted and approved by the White House and the National Security Council. It went viral and the West Wing was displeased. I was castigated for, apparently, delivering it too well. Their thinking was zero sum. If she's shining, he's dimmed. None of them grasped that if I did well, he did well. That given the concerns about his age, my visible success as his vice president was vital. It would serve as a testament to his judgment in choosing me and reassurance that if something happened, the country was in good hands. My success was important for him.
She has no idea what castigated means. She doesn't even know. No idea.
And then lastly, she said, instead, I shouldered the blame for the porous border, an issue that proved intractable for Democrat and Republican administrations alike.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it seemed pretty tractable.
Yeah, we just needed a new president. Got the new president. Sure did close pretty quick there. Huh, Kamala? Yeah. Okay.
And lastly, she said, no one around the president advocated give her something she can win with. You could have won with that, Kamala. You could have stood a ground and said, hey, maybe we should leave some of these good policies in place and stop inviting people with a red carpet to invade the country.
Or she could have just done it. She could have just done it. She could have actually had a backbone, gone in there, done some shit, figured it out. And then had a success of her own. She didn't do that. She was useless, completely and utterly useless.
Completely and utterly.
And she didn't write that book.
Is right.
She didn't write the book.
She's probably too dumb to even have a plan for disasters. And you should. And it can include
should totally do it. That's true. Did you guys know that this month is National Preparedness Month? So it's a perfect time to make sure that you have all the we have one in our little room, our little like safe room out in the garage. It's like bolted to the ground in case something happens here. I don't know how we'd all fit in there, but we would make a way. We can't fit the cows. The cows are on their own. But the dogs and us, we would be like cramming in there. And we have Readywise emergency kits in there. We have water. We have stuff, blankets, all sorts of stuff in there. And for National Preparedness Month, you can do the buy one, get one free on the 72-hour emergency food kit, which is really great. You get free shipping. Just go to readywise.com for 10% off with code CHICKS10. It's a really great deal. Buy one, get one free. You got to build your disaster kit. You just never know what's going to happen. Mock has one. She eats all the banana chips, you guys.
I do snack occasionally, but I make sure that there's enough stuff reserved for a disaster.
Just a little bit. Promise. Visit readywise.com. Use code CHICKS10 for 10% off. Check out all of their stuff. They have really great things. They're all sorts of neat contraptions for disaster preparedness. So check it out. Readywise.com, 10% off, CHICKS10.
All right, let's talk some more about Charlie. I saw a really cool quote. I wish I knew who the original sayer of it was, but someone said that Charlie wasn't killed because he spoke. He was killed because our kids listened. And I love that. I love that perspective. Although I do think both are true. Do you know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was
So
effective. He was effective.
yes, he was absolutely effective. And
Hmm.
from such a young freaking age, there's
Yeah.
another, I know we showed one yesterday, but there was this, we showed a tweet of his that he sent to Glenn Beck like forever ago. And here's another that he sent back in 2011 to Trump, well before Trump was even thinking about running for president. And he told Trump, "You speak the truth. As one of the youth, I feel you are a visionary, hero, and leader of this country." That
In
was Charlie in
2011.
2011.
That's just crazy. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
people are saying that there's a suspect in custody, which is fantastic news because I
that
could not
is,
believe that this had not happened yet.
I
So that
know.
is awesome, awesome news. Was waiting and waiting and waiting for that. Thank you
Hmm.
for letting us know.
Yeah, I
That is
saw a little bit of
fantastic.
that too. I hope that that's the case. God, I
Yeah,
hope so.
because it
I
took an unreasonable amount of time to find this
and I
guy.
hope it's the actual guy.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Hmm.
Okay, so that was the first thing that we wanted to share. And then Turning Point, the organization itself, there was one of the representatives wrote a really lovely tribute to Charlie that if you could read, it is from Tyler Bowyer.
Words cannot describe the nightmare of a day our entire staff, activists, and supporters at TPUSA and TP Action have endured over the past 24 hours. It has been uplifting to see the hundreds of thousands of messages, notes, and comments with the resolve to carry on Charlie's legacy that so many of us have believed in for so long. Our hope is that millions of Charlie Kirks in the making were born yesterday and will inhabit the American political space. However, nothing will replace him as a husband and father at home. We are here with Erika, praying for their family with two beautiful children and mourn with the entire Turning Point family. Our mourning will produce activism, but today it is focused on the love that Charlie had for our God, his wife, and children, and for the constitutional republic he believed in fighting for so deeply, in that order. Commit to love and grow your family to honor Charlie. Fight for our country to remember him. Thank you to everyone who continues to share the positive messages of Charlie and the movement that makes evil distraught and disperse.
I just love that.
I do too. He was a change maker, and that's what they were trying to silence. He was literally like one of the loudest, if not the loudest and most consequential change maker of that generation. And they
Hmm.
didn't like that. He was moving kids to conservatism and to Jesus, and they didn't like it. They don't like that. So we have to keep doing that. That's what we have to keep doing. We are sending kids to these places, these indoctrination centers that he was changing. We have to keep going to those places and keep changing those places, because I remember when I was in college that you could have discussions like that on campus.
That's what college was for.
That's what it was for. And we could do that. We could talk to those people. We could have, it was free speech central. That's what they were about. That's what they're supposed to be about. That's what I've told my daughter. That's what they used to be. That's what they
Hmm.
should be. It's a shame that they're not. And that's what Charlie Kirk wanted them to be again. And he was trying to get them there. They don't want that. They don't like free speech. They don't want it. And so we
No.
have to get back to the place where we are doing that. We've got to honor him by carrying on the fight.
Exactly. And TPUSA also said on their website that it's a two-parter. So if you could read, it's 2 pages. I'm sorry I'm making you read so much, but here's the first one.
Every one of us at Turning Point USA is crushed and devastated by the hateful murder of our founder and guiding light, Charlie Kirk. All of us have lost a leader, a mentor, and a friend. Above all, our hearts are with Erika and their 2 children. Charlie was the ideal husband and the perfect father. Above all else, we ask you to pray for the Kirks after the incomprehensible loss they have suffered. More than anyone, Charlie believed in the power of argument and good faith debate to find the truth and guide people towards, if not agreement, then at least mutual understanding. Charlie was no stranger to threats. He received thousands throughout his life, but he always prioritized reaching as many young Americans as possible over his own personal safety. Now Charlie has become America's greatest martyr to the freedom of speech he so adored. In his 31 years, Charlie lived more than any of us will in 100. He had an overwhelming passion for life and a deep belief in his power as an individual to make a difference. With the spirit of a pioneer, Charlie launched Turning Point out of his parents' garage as an 18-year-old with no money, no name recognition, only a dream. His energy and drive were awe-inspiring without equal and deeply infectious. Charlie refused to squander a single day of his life. He was a natural builder and a problem solver who loved a challenge and saw every setback as a chance to learn, grow, pray, and try again. He was fundamentally decent, always eager to make new friends and allies and to support and defend the ones he had already made. His values were timeless American ones: honesty, forthrightness, duty, loyalty, and fair play.
And then here is the last part coming up here.
Charlie loved America, its people, its constitution, its freedom, and the limitless good all of them have done for the world. But above all, Charlie lived every day with an overflowing love of the Christ he knew he would one day get to see. When asked, Charlie said that above all, he wished to be remembered for his faith. Far more than any political victory, Charlie wanted to see a spiritual revival among America's youth. He wanted a nation of happy, thriving families who loved God and each other. At his final public speech, just days before his murder, Charlie witnessed to Christ to an audience of non-believers. Even in his very last moments, Charlie was professing the gospel. He ran his race well all the way to the end. Now he goes to his heavenly reward. Although Charlie is gone, his legacy will endure. He shall not grow old. Age shall not weary him. For all time, he will remain the brave young man who inspired tens of millions of Americans to better themselves and take action to better America. All of us will miss Charlie. None of us will ever forget him.
I love that.
I do too.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He had a sense of how our culture was changing. I'm not sure when he wrote this, but this was part of Charlie Kirk's now archived tweets. He said, assassination culture is spreading on the left. 48% of liberals say it would be at least somewhat justified to murder Elon Musk. 55% said the same about Donald Trump. In California, activists are naming ballot measures after Luigi Mangione. The left is being whipped into a violent frenzy. Any setback, whether losing an election or losing a court case, justifies a maximally violent response. This is the natural outgrowth of left-wing protest culture, tolerating violence and mayhem for years on end. The cowardice of local prosecutors and school officials have turned the left into a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he was the victim of that.
Right. And J.K. Rowling came out with a really great post yesterday. And one of the things she said is, if you believe that your political opponents should meet a violent demise or just have violence thrust upon them whatsoever, you're an effing terrorist.
Yeah.
You're a terrorist.
Exactly.
That's what you are.
And it's super interesting to see, and we'll get to some of this later, but there's all this talk, obviously, from the left, politicians specifically, who are saying that we on the right, that this is a both sides thing and that the right needs to calm down its tone.
Nope.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm sorry, but what's wrong with our tone right now? And what are we rioting in the streets?
Nope.
Are we setting buildings on fire? Because I'm unaware of any kind of tone problem. I think we are striking the exact right tone, which is to be outraged, furious, and sad.
Right. We're not the ones who loot and burn shit.
Right.
And assassinate people.
This is the thing. So I'm not sure what tone we need to correct here.
Yeah. In fact, I think
they can suck it.
Yeah, exactly. I think our tone, and that's the thing. A lot of people, I get people are like, listen, we need to strike back with love and compassion. We all need to like meet at the table. I get that. But I'm pissed right now.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
I'm not ready to sit at the effing table with these people who I am not like. You and I have been doing this a long time. Maybe if we just started this a year ago, I'd be more apt to do it. But we've been doing this for 17 years and I'm sick of their shit. And so, you know what I mean? It's like being totally in a marriage that I'm like, I'm sick of your shit. I've been dealing with it for 17 years. I know who you are and you're not changing. So that's where I'm at right now. It's like, I'm over it. I'm pissed. And I don't really feel like sitting at the table with them right now. I don't.
Yeah, but the left would say to you that you need to fix your tone.
Okay, well, they can F off.
Right.
They can bite
Exactly. You guys, really cool new sponsor that we want to tell you about really quickly, that
my
if
God.
you find something online, and I've used them like forever.
I use them all the time. Me too.
Yes. So if you are looking for a product online, you see something amazing, but you're like, oh my God, that costs way too much. If you put dupe.com before any store URL, you will find the cheaper version of that thing.
Listen, our son and daughter, they're getting ready to move into a house and they need to get all the furniture. Like they have no furniture. Okay. Cause they've been living in an apartment and saving money to buy said house. And they want all the expensive stuff, but they can't pay for the expensive stuff, you know? So I told my daughter-in-law about Dupe because we've used them too, because it's the coolest. Like I wanted this really super expensive sideboard and it was like thousands of dollars, but I'm unwilling to spend thousands of dollars because I'm cheap AF. So I took the link of the sideboard that I wanted. I think it was like from a Pottery Barn or a Restoration Hardware or something. And I plugged it into dupe.com. And then it spits out like a gajillion dupes of that particular sideboard, right? A bunch of them were like in the hundreds. And these aren't like sketchy knockoffs, you guys. These are like really nice. I mean, they give you nice things. So it's a lot of the stuff is mass produced by the same factories, but then like the high end places will mark it up a ton.
Exactly.
So this is the thing. So you can get really, really great stuff. I love
without sacrificing quality.
Right. I am just not a pay full price kind of gal. That's just me. I'm a pay a lot cheaper gal. And then I like to buy things for my cows. That's what I do. So I love them so much. So go to Dupe. If you've never heard of this, dupe.com is so easy to use. You can just find the product you're looking for and then just type dupe.com / in front of the URL in your browser. And then it will find you less expensive alternatives. It's the greatest thing ever. You don't have to sign up. It's free. You don't have to waste money.
Yeah, they've got like
anymore.
A browser extension or an app, either way.
It's great. It's so great. So check it out if you've never checked it out. We love them.
You can save some money.
I love it. Yeah.
Perhaps you saw there was some very, very touching footage from the fact that JD Vance decided that he was going to fly Erika, their 2 kids, and Charlie's casket from Utah back to their home state of Arizona aboard his plane. And so you're going to see a couple videos here that are they're heartbreaking, but also very, very touching, that this was something that JD, I mean, they were very close. And so he decided that he wanted to do this for his friend. You're also going to see when Erika is deplaning, when they're landing in Arizona, she is clutching the hand of Usha. They're holding hands really tightly as they're walking down the stairs. And then you're also going to see a photo after they landed in Arizona and they were on their way to the church, Charlie's church. Tons of supporters were out in the street to greet them. And when Erika drives by, when she's in the car driving by, you can see her holding on to that cross necklace that Charlie always wore. So those are the things that you're going to see in just a second here. And he's a pallbearer, essentially.
God bless her. Oh my gosh, I cannot even imagine.
Welcome home, Charlie. You didn't deserve it. May God bless your family.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Cannot take it. Okay, I got it.
We're good. We're good.
So President Trump also made an announcement about Charlie getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Here he is.
Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Erika, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I think that's right. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's a lovely tribute. When him and Melania were walking up to the podium, you could just, they were wrecked.
Yeah.
You know, both of
Yeah.
them were so
Absolutely.
agonized.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can see on her, I was looking at her especially. I mean, Trump, yes, but I mean, her, you could just tell she had been crying with all of us.
For sure. Some nice moments here to share with Rush Limbaugh back in the day, talking about first meeting Charlie Kirk. Just love everything about this because I like to imagine them both hanging out right now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So here is Rush on that experience with all the Rush ego that you came to know and love.
They brought Charlie Kirk to the golf course to meet me about a month ago. He was in town to set up this Turning Point thing, and they brought him to the golf course to meet me. It was during, we were getting ready for a 8:45 a.m. start, and they brought him out while I was getting ready to go to the range to loosen up. And I spoke with him for about a half hour, and he told me how he grew up in a home where my program was on all the time. He was just effusively complimentary to me, which I, of course, understood and told him he's very wise. His family's very wise. He chuckled, he laughed. This is the kind of guy that you can see really becoming big in politics as he gets older. He just has the courage, the personality, the charisma. You may think this sounds weird, but I remember when Bill Clinton became president, there were all of these stories about Bill Clinton at Oxford and Bill Clinton at Yale and Bill Clinton here and all these people who went to school with him. There was story after story after story where people were saying that they just knew Bill Clinton was going to be president someday. In college, he just had that kind of ambition, and he impressed people. And I'm telling you that people are saying the same things about Charlie Kirk.
And he could have been.
Isn't that cool?
It's very,
yeah,
very
he could have
cool.
been. I don't think he ever would have done it though. I think anytime anybody ever asked him about running for office, he was like, I feel like what we do is more impactful. And I think it was.
Yeah. I agree with you. I do. But he could have. He could have run.
He could have. I mean, 4 more years, he would have been old enough. Can you imagine that he was still that young?
Right.
God, it's just so.
It's like he was, you know what? He's almost too good to be in politics. You know, he's like so much better on the outskirts at making a difference and pushing towards politics. But he was almost too good of a guy to be in it.
He was too good for this world.
Right. He was too good. You're right. You're right, Mock. He really was too good for this world.
I shared this yesterday on Twitter. Perhaps you saw it. I was very happy that Megyn saw it and shared it because I saw her talking on the Sean McGuire podcast. This was a few months ago about Charlie. And I saw this somewhere and I was like, oh, I love this. I tweeted it at her and just simply said, I love this, Megyn. This was so great. And she retweeted it. And so it got a lot of attention because she has 7 bazillion followers. And I'm glad because it was such a lovely description of him, while he was still with us and her own experience of him. And just, she's so freaking good. You know what I mean? She's so good at
because she's genuine. She's genuine. And I think that's why, they got along so well. Charlie was genuine. She's genuine. Genuine. We like genuine people.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So here is how she described Charlie. She was actually encouraging Sean to have Charlie on his show, and she explained why. And here's what she
Be
said.
a little out there, but have you ever talked to Charlie Kirk?
No.
All right, let me tell you why I like Charlie. He's a whippersnapper. He's like in his young 30s. He is loathed by most establishment Republicans. I know, because there are a lot of all my friends. And every time he comes on, they're like, ew, we hate him. I love him. He's really loathed by the left. Didn't go to college. Was Don Jr.'s bagman, like assistant, in 2016.
No kidding.
Started Turning Point USA. And now he's a juggernaut. He is hosting conference after conference to generate enthusiasm amongst young people for conservative values and letting them know they're not alone. He knows Trump like a Trump whisperer. He can explain all things Trump to you. He's got a great sense of humor and an encyclopedic memory. And he's in the lion's den all the time, like fighting these wars and not giving two Fs what people say about him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on to the next big thing. He's tireless. He never takes a vacation. He never gives up. If he's dealt a blow, it doesn't seem to land in his mind. And he's damn entertaining. Like the way he talks about the news, he makes me laugh. He makes me think. He says exactly the thing I wanted to say, but I didn't know I want to say it until he had said it. And I love talking to him. So there you go.
I
He's
mean,
just, and he
perfect.
he was so likable. He was
Mhm.
just so, and he's warm. It's like you always say about people. He had a way about him that was very warm, and
Mhm.
it's you can't manufacture that. It's not
No.
something you can't like just tell somebody to be that way. He was that way. He just was warm, and that that's disarming when
Mhm.
somebody is like the antithesis of what you are from a political spectrum, right? And you get into the ring with them. He would spar with people, but he'd do it in a way that was warm and friendly
And disarming.
and
disarming.
disarming. And it's like that is a God-given talent and ability.
Mhm.
And at such a young age, it was a sight to see,
Yeah.
that was just so wonderful to see him do that. And that is one of the many reasons that people loved him. And I think
And
that
it's so unfortunate that so many people on the left, some of the very people that came and, wanted to spar with him at his campus appearances, have just such this caricature of him in their minds that is so inaccurate. Because it's like I told you before we started the show, the New York Times
Right.
had to issue a retraction because they, in their initial reporting about him, trying to paint him as this divisive,
white
hateful person.
supremacist.
Right. They
Right.
said, here's something that he said that was super racist. He never said anything racist. And the
Mhm.
reason they had to retract it is because Charlie was quoting someone who said something racist and saying why it was wrong. But of course,
Right.
they just pulled out the one thing
Of course.
because they don't do their homework. And it's the same thing the idiots that tried to spar with him on campuses would
Right.
do. They would come up and they would say, you're racist. You hate gay people. And he'd be like, prove it. And then they'd be
Right.
like, well, I can't because I'm a moron.
Right. And and that's why I think the media is very complicit in all of this.
Totally.
We've been
Totally
saying
right.
that they're complicit in so much of the hatred between the left and the right. We've seen it over the past almost 2 decades. So
Mhm.
they need to be taking a long, hard freaking look at themselves with
They
all
won't.
this. They're not going to do it. They're going to point fingers at us. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They're not going to be looking at themselves, but they did the same thing with Trump. Look at the extreme TDS. We were talking about a personal friend that we have that used to like contribute to our site. He was
Mhm.
conservative. And now he is just, I don't know. I'm assuming it was COVID, but we've seen people that have gone so far left because of extreme TDS. And I don't get it. Like, it's just the weirdest phenomenon to me. I need somebody to do a sociological study on it. It's just bizarre to me how some people have gone so far to the left because of their extreme hatred for one man. And that hatred is based on the media telling them he's a racist, he's a homophobe, he's a transphobe, he's this, he's that. He's not any of those things. Like, if you actually look to see who the guy actually is, he's not any, it's all lies. It's all
Right.
lies.
It is. It is. And as we all, because I know everybody here is still very, very upset. It's obviously still super raw, and grief is hard, man. It's not for the weak. And if you are not eating your fruits and veggies, you're doing your body a disservice, especially in hard times. And here's the cheat.
It
You
is
just
a
need
cheat.
this.
It's a
Field of
good
greens.
It's a cheat code. That's true. I do that. I get my crushed ice. You know what I mean? I put my field of greens in there. I do. I drink all the things. I do not eat a lot of fruits and veggies, you guys. I don't. Admittedly, I don't do it. I don't really like them very much. That's just me. But I know I got to get them in. So I'm a field of greens girl because it's just a really easy way for me to get fruits and vegetables in there. There was a major university study that found that participants slowed aging simply by drinking field of greens. Sign me up, because they didn't have to change anything about their diet or exercise. They just did that. They said that over 60% of the study participants saw a measurable reduction in biological aging markers after just 30 days of drinking field of greens, and they didn't have to change anything about their diet, their drinking, or their exercise. So I was like, all right, I could do that. So, this is just a very easy thing that you can do. You can get a lot of fruits and veggies in. It's really good for cell health, heart, lungs, kidneys, metabolism, a healthy weight, all that kind of stuff. Very good life hack. And I feel great knowing that field of greens can help slow aging and then, do all these good things for my body. It's a really good thing. You guys can check it out. Get 20% off at FOG.
25.
Is it 25?
Yeah, because they have a Labor Day special going on right now, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
25 is the code.
Oh my God, I'm glad.
25% off.
Labor 25 at fogchicks.com.
Actually, it's Brickhouse Nutrition right now. Brickhousenutrition.com.
I've got everything wrong. I'm sorry. I'm glad Maka's here. I've screwed
It's only
everything up.
because they're doing a sale, so it's different right now.
I'm glad she's here to help me do this. Yeah. Okay. So listen to her. Don't listen to me. But definitely check it out.
Brickhousenutrition.com. Labor 25. That's what you want to use right now.
Yes, do it.
Labor 25.
Do it. Thank you, Scott.
All right. You guys, I know, and I told Daisy she's going to get mad at me a little bit, because what if I start showing more reasonable leftists today? I know I showed some yesterday, and I know you're just like not ready to.
I feel like that's an oxymoron, though. A reasonable leftist. It's
I
like
know.
jumbo shrimp. It's like, I don't understand.
There are a handful, though, and I'm not ready. Just like you, I'm not ready to I'm not ready to
sit at the table.
Yes, I'm not ready to sit at the table.
No,
I'm not. But
I'm still at the bar. I'm like at the bar. I'm not even going near the table.
But I am ready, I think, because I just need it for my own peace and psyche to believe that there are still reasonable people out there who may disagree politically but don't want to see us get killed. You know what I mean? I have to believe that, because if I believe everybody on the left is evil, I just can't live with that. You guys.
I hear you, but at the same time, those people need to understand that they are on the side where there are effing lunatics. And I would be really taking a long, hard look at all of my entire belief system at this point. If I were on that side, I would be like, who are these people? And what is it?
Okay, that's right. So like, if you see people doing that, don't you feel like we should spotlight them?
Saying, who are these people?
Yeah.
And what do I believe in? Okay. We're gonna spotlight them right now.
Yes. Well, just one right now, and then we might have a couple later on in the show. But one is somebody that we have been trying to get on our show for I cannot tell you how long. Mm-hmm. It's this guy named James Sexton, who is he goes by New York City divorce lawyer. He's a fascinating guy.
He's a phenom. Yeah, he's great.
Just amazing,
really
amazing
great.
Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just interesting thoughts about marriage, about prenups, all of it.
Really
and
great.
We're hoping to get him on the show at some point.
And he's a lib, total lib.
Super lib, super lib.
Yeah.
And so I was very, very interested to hear what he would say after this whole tragedy. And here is what he said.
Hey gang, James Sexton, America's divorce lawyer. I just feel compelled to post something about this because I have to say, as someone who's always considered himself a progressive liberal, I am so disheartened by the discourse and the posts that I'm seeing from my allegedly progressive liberal friends about this Charlie Kirk thing. Look, you can hate everything that guy had to say. You can think he was the snarkiest dick that's ever existed. I don't think anybody could possibly suggest that there's anything progressive or liberal or okay about assassinating a 31-year-old father of two, or anybody for that matter. That's just not how we do things. Like, words aren't violence. Violence is violence. And this was violence at the highest level. So it is breaking my heart, the amount of respect that I am losing for what I believe to be really good people out there, my progressive liberal friends, to see posts about what he said about guns, really just straight up implying that either A, this is an opportunity to dunk on the right, or that this is somehow justifies the murder of this person, or this is somehow he brought it on himself by his behavior, when we don't apply those standards to other acts of violence against people. And also, it's not the moment to do it. Like, this just happened. Like, this is a person. This is a human being with a family. Please, just stop.
I was so glad to hear him say that.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, maybe Mock. Okay, I have mixed feelings because I want to say, F you, dude. Like, these people are evil. You're hanging out with evil people. Okay. At the same time, I think there also is a generational thing too. I think a lot of the vitriol and the celebration that we saw happened mostly, I would venture to say, in the younger generation.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right.
I don't think a lot of these like boomer Gen X progressive liberals are doing it, because I don't think that they're doing it, because I think that they're holding on to the whole, I'm still a liberal from 1974. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Frank, they don't exist anymore. The psychos have taken over your party. Like, the whack job psycho terrorists have taken over. So y'all need to take a look in the mirror, because this is your party now. Your party is full of terrorists. That's what your party is full of. Take a look at social media. It is full of progressive liberals who are literally like celebrating the murder, the open execution of this father, of a husband and father. So, I mean,
but that's what he's saying. He's literally saying that.
He needs to denounce it. He needs to be like, I mean, he's questioning, but he's teetering. He's not saying these people are whack, which is what he needs to say. He's not quite there yet.
So he's not strong enough.
Yeah, he's not strong enough. This was an assassination of somebody who was just exercising free speech in the United States of America. He needs to denounce that and be like, y'all are effing whack. Enough is enough. And enough is enough. I'm at a point where I just can't at this point. Like, I'm done. I'm just done. I feel like
I'm looking for the wins. Like, I'm just, when people start to see how horrible their own side is, I consider it a win. I just do. And he's starting to see it. Maybe he's not denouncing it hard enough yet, but the fact that he's recognizing it exists is progress to me.
And I feel like he shouldn't even be standing on that side.
Well, yeah, but he needs something that's going to set that action in motion, right?
And an execution isn't enough. That's my point. He seems like a smart guy, and I've seen him be very smart. It's not smart to still be standing on that side when somebody's been executed. I mean, come on, dude. Like he's just like, why? There shouldn't be. At this point, if you're a Democrat, I question your mental stability. I really do.
I get it. But I also think about, the fact that not every single Democrat is celebrating this death. And if somebody on our side of the aisle committed some horrible act, we would not denounce everything we believe about conservatism because of that guy and because of that horrible act. If our entire party was starting to slide in that direction, we would be denouncing it. And I think that's what's starting to happen, is that the left has gotten so crazy, not all of them, but enough of them, that even the normal people in that party are starting to wake up and be like, we got to do something about our own side. You know what I mean?
I hear,
So,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
but
saying.
I totally hear what you're saying, because I'm still enraged. I'm still enraged at all of the celebrating, at all of the just discuss. And I had some of the videos ready to queue up because I thought, okay, today we're gonna point a finger at how awful some of these people are, and I was like, I can't. I just can't do it.
Disturbing level of nonchalance over an execution in our country. If this would have happened 15, 20 years ago, I don't think we would have seen this level of nonchalance over it. You know, it's like just this, I can't believe that the amount of people who are just so flippant over this.
I know, it's disgusting. But
it is.
I think you're right about the generational thing too.
Yeah,
like, I think I haven't seen like an old person going, yay, you know what I mean?
It's all these blue-haired, you know, bull-ringed freaks.
Yes, exactly.
Who are products of an indoctrination system that we have got to figure out. And that indoctrination system is precisely what Charlie was trying to help. And he was doing it. He was effective, and they murdered him for it.
Yep, exactly right. Really, really powerful just reaction, just gutted. Clay Travis, oh my gosh, this bit about talking to his own son about what happened was just a gut punch. But it was from the Clay and Buck show yesterday, just a little bit of it, because when he was talking about it, he went on for quite some time. I hope I captured just sort of the main part.
My son, one of my sons, last night when I was talking to him, said, do you think Charlie's kids are going to grow up and watch that video of him getting shot one day?
Oh my God.
What do you say to that? And so what I would say, what I told them, and what I would tell that kid is, you have to be tougher than you think you are. And you have to be braver than you think you are. And you are both. And so are all of us. And I think for young kids in particular, you may not have experienced it. And I know for you, Buck, I could see it in your eyes because this is the first time something like this has happened since you became a dad.
Yeah.
And it changes you in a big way. But what I would say is everybody has to lift up and be braver and more courageous and stronger than you think you are.
Mm-hmm. That's what we were talking about yesterday. And I remember, you know, when my daughter and I were talking about it yesterday, she was saying that she saw people like in her school that she, you know, knows like in social circles or whatever, that, you know, most of the kids were putting stuff about God and Jesus. Praise be. Because those are the people that she knows and she hangs out with. A couple of them were like, oh, yay. So glad this happened. And she was like, Mom, I was like, block immediately. What a psycho, you know? So it helped her understand who the freaking psychos are in her midst. Right. And, you know, this is the thing, like we had a conversation about just humanity, you know, like she's like, it's a human being. She goes, how can people cheer on the death of a human, no matter who it is? And I'm like, thank God you don't understand that, honey. Because like the kids who will do that, I question the parenting they've received. I question the lack of God in their lives. I question who those kids are going to become as adults. I pray for them, especially. Give them extra prayers when you go to bed at night, because they need it the most, because God help them.
That's why I think I'm so just seeking desperately like normalcy from people that I disagree with. I think that's why I have like this need right now to believe that there's still decency even with people who disagree. And so you're gonna be mad because I'm making you read it. But like Ezra Klein, who I could not disagree with more on just about everything, I thought his comments about this were right. Here he is.
You can dislike much of what Kirk believed, and the following statement is still true. Kirk was practicing politics in exactly the right way. He was showing up to campuses and talking with anyone who would talk to him. He was one of the era's most effective practitioners of persuasion. When the left thought its hold on the hearts and minds of college students was nearly absolute, Kirk showed up again and again to break it. Slowly, then all at once, he did. College-age voters shifted sharply right in the 2024 election. That was not all Kirk's doing, but he was central in laying the groundwork for it. I did not know Kirk, and I am not the right person to eulogize him, but I envied what he built. A taste for disagreement is a virtue in a democracy. Liberalism could use more of his moxie and fearlessness. In the inaugural episode of his podcast, Governor Gavin Newsom of California hosted Kirk, admitting that his son was a huge fan. What a testament to Kirk's project. Kirk and I were on different sides of most political arguments. We were on the same side of the continued possibility of American politics. It is supposed to be an argument, not a war. It is supposed to be one with words, not ended through bullets. I wanted Kirk to be safe for his sake, but I also wanted him to be safe for mine and for the sake of our larger shared project. The same is true for Shapiro, for Hoffman, for Hortman, for Thompson, for Trump, for Pelosi, for Whitmer. We are all safe, or none of us are.
I thought that was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that.
I can't stand like 99% of what this guy says.
No, I totally agree. But we should all be safe. That's the whole point. We should all be able to talk and say stuff to each other and have real life discussions on campus. That's what I remember when I was in college.
Yeah.
You could say things out loud and you wouldn't get shot for it.
Right. And there was a rumor that I fell for about 10 minutes on Twitter yesterday because I kept seeing this rumor going around that Ben Shapiro was canceling all of his campus appearances.
Right.
And I was like, no. This is the last thing that should happen. This is the opposite of what should happen. And thankfully, he put those rumors to rest. By the way, if you haven't seen our podcast with him from earlier this week, you should. It's available now. But here is Ben addressing those rumors directly.
Now, it's still up to us. I saw a lot of rumors online today. I was made aware of this by my team that I canceled some sort of college tour. That's bullshit. I saw those rumors. They are false. I will be coming to college campuses, many of them this year. So will we all, I am sure, because we're Americans and we're not going to be deterred. Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that bloodstained microphone where Charlie left it. And to those who would intimidate, who would seek to stop us, who would seek to end free discussion, who believe that they have ownership over public spaces and can violently threaten and kill people who speak freely, we are not going to stop. And I have two words: fuck you. We will not stop telling the truth. We will never stop telling the truth. We will never stop debating and discussing. We will never stop standing up for what America is and for what she should be. And we will never let Charlie Kirk's voice die. Goodbye to my friend, Charlie Kirk. May your memory be a blessing for your family and for your country and for all of us.
So good. And then I saw this comic that says, it's Charlie and Jesus, essentially. Charlie saying, "Do you think someone will pick it up, Lord?" referring to the microphone. And the answer is, someone will, Charlie. Someone will.
I know.
Sorry, you guys. Sorry. Okay. We are going to address some of the negativity. I promise that we're not going to show videos of the crazies, and we won't, with one exception. There's one exception that I wanted to share only because, well, you'll see. But we're going to start with something that was going on Blue Sky. And first, with a quote from Charlie himself from 2016, and he said, "You can tell a lot about a person by how they react when someone dies."
That's right.
And he is definitely right about that. Blue Sky, which is basically a platform for psychos, absolute psychos, was literally just, there were zillions of these people talking about who should be next.
Oh my God.
So disgusting. Saying, please let it be Ben Shapiro next. Please let it be, I mean, you can see the list. Andy No, Matt Walsh, Trump, libs of TikTok, J.K. Rowling. I mean, and this one person, Jennifer, on Twitter was just trying to capture as many as she could. But she could have gone on and on and on. This was just a tiny smattering. There were plenty more where that came from.
All over the place. And people are like, oh, these people don't exist. Oh, they exist. And they exist amongst you. I mean, they're like walking around with us, these people.
Yeah. I mean, it's disgusting.
Right.
But to Ben's point, and Matt Walsh was one of the people that was named. He addressed this directly about not being afraid of these people. He said, a lot of concerned people are sending me these screenshots and dozens more. I appreciate their concern, but I'm not surprised, and I won't be going into hiding. We have to be louder and bolder now than ever, or else the demons who killed Charlie win, and they cannot win. He actually said, he went on to say a whole other thing, saying, I know some of you want to do the Kumbaya thing. This is to your point about how you're not ready. He's not either. You want to say that the celebration of Charlie's death is only happening on the fringes. I'm sorry, but that's just not true. They jeered and heckled him in Congress yesterday. The left wants us dead. That is the mainstream view. It just is. That's the truth. They could not be any clearer about it. Stop lying to yourself, face the facts, and act accordingly.
That's precisely how I feel. I agree 100% with Matt Walsh.
And I just can't. I can't exist
I agree.
that way.
I agree 100% with him. I do. I mean, I just do. I'm sorry. I know you want to see the best in people, and I love you. Again, I love you for that. I do. But most of the time in our relationship over 17 years, you've been wrong about that. I mean, I'm being honest. The people that you have said, oh, that person's nice and that person's nice, and that person has our best interest in mind. I've been like, no, they don't, Miri. They don't. And who's been right? Am I wrong?
Well,
Seriously.
I can think of a couple of examples, but they're personal and we won't get into them on this show.
Okay, but I can think of a couple of personal examples where I've been so right. Yeah. And it's like,
but not always, because there are the Ezras. There are the New York City divorce attorney. There are exceptions.
I hear you, but I don't, sometimes your actions speak so loudly, I cannot hear what you say.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about people. People can say what they want to say. And the people that are saying this out loud, these are the people that are just saying it. What are the people that are not saying that, like the people that are just silent? What are they thinking? That's the thing. This is the thing. Some people are thinking it and they're just not saying it out loud. That is what bothers me the most. Is that I think there's a whole other faction of people out there that are just not saying the awful things. But you know what? Deep down, they're like, I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind if Matt Walsh was knocked off. You know what I mean? Because I kind of hate him too. I'm not going to say it, but because that would be terrible to say it. Yeah. But I think they're thinking it.
That's true. I mean, I'm sure that is true about lots and lots of people.
But a lot of them.
All.
Okay, maybe not all. But to even be associated with those people is disgusting, and it's just immoral. Like, I have such a problem with that because they have no value for human life. They have put Trump in a bucket where he is subhuman. That's what these people believe. They believe, and the media has led them to believe that he is somehow subhuman. Therefore, we are too. They don't believe that life is precious. So why do they care if people die? Why do they care?
Well, and it kind of goes back to, I don't remember who said this originally, but like, we on the right think that the people on the left we have thought forever that the people on the left are wrong, but the people on the left have always thought that people on the right are evil.
Right.
And so they act on that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they become more and more evil, and they don't recognize, they're not looking in the mirror to see that that's what's happening.
Right.
And it's wild. Jason Howerton also talked about just sort of this trend that's happening on the left, saying, I've had some time to think about this. I hear prominent lefties saying this isn't about left and right, citing some other tragedy as evidence that there are bad people on both sides. Here's the difference. I have never seen thousands upon thousands of conservatives celebrate gleefully the way they have celebrated Charlie Kirk's death.
Precisely.
The sheer number of leftists who are celebrating on camera, willingly, happily, is mind-blowing. I literally cannot believe it. There are so many. You would never see this on the right.
Never.
You could probably find a few crazy anon people here and there on the internet, but never at this scale. The left has a violence problem. The left has a godlessness problem. The left has a morality problem, and we are done pretending otherwise.
Thank you. That's how
I'm trying to capture
I know.
you and me both on this.
I get it. I totally get it. But that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's why I walk around all the time saying these people need Jesus. Everybody, we all need Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like I just listen. I got my problems. You know, I am not perfect, but I would never, ever wish anybody dead.
Right.
And the things that I have seen over the past 48 hours, I weep for humanity.
Yeah.
And we are not, and again, we are not the same. We are not the same.
Not. Peachy Keenan also said something similar. It's an old cliche by now, but everyone knows you can't wear a MAGA hat in a blue city. Everyone knows you might get assaulted, killed, or at the very least screamed at, spit on, or your car keyed. Conservatives in LA are very careful never to put political stickers on their cars or hang Trump flags on their homes. If you do, you are risking death, violence, getting swatted. But if you wore a Kamala or Hillary hat in a red city, all you would get are eye rolls.
If that.
This has been the case for a decade now. Liberals have never been asked to explain it. Everyone just accepts it as part of life in blue cities. Zero tolerance for political differences.
Amen to that.
It's so true.
It's like today, I have this shirt on, right? This is my shirt. Make America cowboy again, right? It's got Trump on it. I got Trump on my shirt. When I put it on this morning, I was like, well, should I put it on? Because I started thinking to myself, where do I have to go today? Where do I have to go? Why do I even have to do that?
Yeah.
I literally thought that when I put this shirt on, I was like, where do I have to go? I have to go to I have to take my husband to the surgeon. I got to do this. I got to do that. I had to think about all that. I have to drive somebody to the airport in Austin. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, why am I thinking this? I shouldn't have to do that. I should just put on a damn shirt and walk around with whatever it is that I have on my shirt because I live in the United States of America. That's ridiculous. I shouldn't care. I'm not going to care. Suck it. If you don't like my shirt, bugger off.
That is crazy to me because I literally did the exact same thing yesterday. You guys maybe remember yesterday I had on one of my blackout coffee shirts, and it's the one that said never surrender, fight, 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 I think. Or maybe I didn't wear it on the show, but whatever. I needed a shirt for physical therapy. And so I thought, I grabbed it and I put it on. I was like, oh,
where am I
I'm
going?
going to be at physical therapy. Like, are there going to be other patients there that might think? And I actually went through that process in my head, same as you.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, what am I doing? Of course I'm going to wear the shirt.
Right. It's so stupid. I am over it. If you don't like the shit I have on, that's your problem, not mine.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. I can't even remember the point that was made earlier about how, I think it was Matt Walsh, who was like, there are people in Congress who are making all of this worse. An example of that, I mean, there's so many. We showed one yesterday with, what's his name? Chris Murphy. But Seth Moulton was just like literally lying on CNN. And I can't remember that unhappy pretty girl that is the reporter. She just... no fact checking, nothing. She just goes right along with it. Here is what Seth Moulton said when he was trying to both sides this issue.
By and large saying we all need to turn down the rhetoric. So let's be serious about where this violence is coming from. Of extremist violent attacks in America, extremist violent murders, 76% are from right-wing extremists.
Oh my God.
4% are from left-wing extremists.
What a lie.
I condemn that 4%. But we also need to be honest about, as a nation, about where this violence is coming from. And oh, by the way, it's probably an appropriate time to talk about guns too.
Oh my God. Is it? You think it's appropriate? Do ya? I can't with this guy.
Neither could Scott Jennings. Said there could not be a worse time for someone like Seth Moulton to come on TV and scold conservatives and lie about political violence while doing it. If this is your impulse, please just go back to your office and stay off TV today. You have absolutely 100% misread the situation.
Yeah, maybe just stay off TV forever and delete all your accounts. Everything. Delete every account.
And just resign. Like, we don't need you in Congress.
Just resign from everything.
Seriously. And I cannot believe I'm about to subject everybody to a Jim Acosta clip, but it was one of those things where I was like, I saw this. I can't believe the bullshit that's coming out of his face. It needs to be shared. Here's what he said with that one. Who's that? What's that guy's name? The Capitol Police guy that's so awful that does all the shows. You know who I'm talking about? Like that.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name. I don't know his.
He doesn't say anything in this, but Acosta is just such a piece of shit. Here he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's exploitation going on of his death.
Oh my God!
And it's happening on the right, and it's absolutely disgraceful, and it's sending us down a course where more people are probably going to get hurt. And I mean, that to me that's where I kind of held my breath yesterday.
Really?
Is that, I think we're now in a moment, and there's not a whole lot you and I can do about this, Mike. You and I can talk about this until we're blue in the face or red in the face or whatever. There's not a whole hell of a lot we can do to stop what is now, I think, happening, which is we're going to be in this eye for an eye moment. People on the far right are going to use this moment.
Yeah. I mean, we should.
Again, I'm sorry that we're grieving. I'm sorry that I'm sorry about our tone being angry and sad.
You can't do that when he got executed. But I mean, listen, let's make some more monuments for George Floyd, shall we? Let's do that.
Exactly.
We should do that. Because I mean, that wasn't like using the moment. Let's do that. It's been a week, you guys. These people they're just despicable. I cannot believe that. They couldn't even wait. Like, they couldn't even wait until next week to do this garbage.
Nope, they could not. I know that you will resonate with the next two clips a lot. And one of them is of Don Jr. talking to Megyn Kelly. And she's asking him, she's like, there's a lot of people right now that are expecting us to sit at the table, essentially, right? And get into that Kumbaya circle. How do you feel about that? And man, did he hit the nail on the head.
There's a lot of talk about is now a moment to reach out, have a Kumbaya moment with the other side, lower the temperature. Is now a moment to step over the other side and forge forward without them? Just what you say, we're winning. Just complete the victory without them.
Megyn. I'd love to do the former, but who is better at that or kinder in doing that than Charlie Kirk? And they killed him.
Right. He did that. He tried. He tried to do it. He was doing that. He was effective at it. That's exactly what he was doing, and he was good at. He talked to everybody, and they were like, but he's racist, and he's a homophobe, and we need to kill him. They can take that whole narrative and shove it straight up their asses.
Well, Megyn is definitely in that camp as well. And she was on with Mark Halperin talking about that and just saying, she's not ready. She's just not there. She uses much stronger language, as you'll hear right here.
In the past, whatever it's been, 18 hours, I've had zero appetite to look at what they're saying about him. Like, I'm having a really difficult time caring. And that's unlike me. Usually on these stories, I definitely look at what the left is saying, and then I usually mock them on my show, and it's somewhat cathartic. But I'm just not there at all. I just feel like they can go fuck themselves.
Right.
I couldn't give two shits about what they think of Charlie Kirk. They didn't know him. They don't understand any of us. And it's because of willful blindness. They choose to demonize rather than seek to understand. So fuck them. If they think they've gotten less of Charlie Kirk, they're going to get more. I'm telling you, these are disciples of his on these college campuses who now are going to find the strength to rise up against the nonsense. And people like me, like you, like Ben Shapiro, all of us who have been in these trenches for quite some time only feel emboldened, not cowed, emboldened to say all of the things and say them even more forcefully and to work on being even more compelling and even more energetic so we can say them in more places to more faces and persuade more millions over to our side. They've done exactly what they didn't want to do. And the one thing they haven't done is to silence Charlie's message, though they've succeeded in silencing him.
Yep. They have awakened a giant. I mean, this is not our first rodeo. We've been through stuff like this before, and she's right. I mean, it's not like we've been doing this for a long time, and they're like, you cannot silence us. You can't. There are kids on campuses that love this guy, and I mean, I'm watching it with my 15-year-old. She's a sophomore in high school, and she liked that guy. And now she loved him. She has friends that loved him. They all know who he is, you guys. They all know. So I'm telling you, it's not just college. It's kids that are younger than college. It's kids that are in middle school that love Charlie Kirk. They don't know what's coming. I mean, I'm telling you, like that younger generation.
It's so true. I mean, and no one, I haven't come across a single person in our line of work that is feeling like, well, I mean, I guess we'll just stop. I guess we'll just get quiet now.
Nope.
Everyone is engaged. Everyone, like what she said, is emboldened. And that's why the only clip of a psychopath I'm going to show you today is this next one, because she is so wrong. And it just brings me delight that she is going to see how wrong she is. And I promise, this is the only psycho. Check this out.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. Okay. It will activate no one. It will impact few. It's just great.
I mean, she's in for a rude awakening, and that's why I thought, yeah.
Bless your heart.
You'll see.
You mean nothing.
You will see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Blue.
I know. Let's see what happens over the next year, because man, people are awake.
Mm-hmm. And just, we've gone back and forth about, whether there is any decency on the other side. And, I like to have some hope. So we're going to have just a couple bits of hope. One is just a TikToker noticing finally, there's something seriously wrong with his party, with his side of the aisle.
Registered Democrat, all I have to say is the Charlie Kirk shooting just proves that we are the worst, man. My party is the fucking worst. I got people celebrating, hoping that he dies. Are we fucking for real right now? Where's the empathy? Where's the respect, man? It's disgusting. It's disgusting, truly. And the fact of the matter is this: he was a father, and whether or not I agree with his political opinions, all he truly wanted to do at the core was see this country be the best. And I can fucking respect that. And to see people just be blatantly disgusting, man, we're the worst, man. We're horrible.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing.
the party that's supposed to be like all about helping people.
Mm-hmm. And love.
And love and tolerance and kindness. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So they took people are saying they took in Tyler Robinson. Is that the guy, the 22-year-old? Is that?
Mm-hmm. There's going to be, they're awaiting a presser, like any moment. The FBI is going to make an announcement about it. But yeah, it does sound like he is caught. 22 years old.
God,
22 years old.
I'm looking at a picture of him right now. He looks like a real just beta male.
Well, I hope he enjoys his execution, because that's where, that's what's going to happen.
I mean, just put him in general pop for at least like a week.
Yeah. I mean,
see
how long death penalties take. Like, it'll be years before it actually happens, but I'll just know that it's coming, and that will give me some peace about it. Mm-hmm. The very last person ever to talk to Charlie Kirk was one of the liberals at the Utah event who was at the mic, ready to tangle with him. This was a guy who was very much against Charlie's ideology when it came to LGBTQ whatever, and he wanted to talk to him about that. And he was the one that was asking the final question before Charlie was shot. So his reaction to the reaction has been, it's just very, very interesting. He put out like a 5-minute video about it. But well, I'll just let you listen.
First off, you sick fucking psychos that think this is the answer. It's not. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking not. It's awful. And a father doesn't have his kids anymore. Charlie had 2 kids and a wife. And like, not to make this about me, but I have 2 kids and a wife. And if my 1-year-old boy, like his 1-year-old boy, will grow up without memories of his dad, it's a tragedy. And it's hard to grapple with. And I'm part of a community that's struggling to grapple with it right now. And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful.
Now, well, I hope that you recognize that, and you'll look in the mirror and go, what am I doing?
Why am I siding with this insanity?
With these freaking loons. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a pretty chilling video that the Dilly meme team put out. But it was impactful, and it was a reminder of how, what's the word? Insightful the Democrats at the top have been. So juxtaposing that with Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, it was just a spot on, terrifying way to demonstrate how evil this is. So it was worth a share. Here it is.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Are they going to endanger the planet by not dealing with climate change? Yes.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
She's a genuine danger to American security.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
We have to preserve our democracy, or speak out against lies and hate.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is.
President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy.
Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy and our most fundamental freedoms.
Kamala needs to stop saying that President Trump is a threat to democracy. It's now being received by some unhinged people as a call to action. Enough is enough.
Man, that just gave me chills.
We are not the same.
We are not the same indeed.
We're not.
We're obviously going to run a little long today. Hope
Oh no, because
okay.
I it's not.
You
I
can't?
have to get somebody to PT. It's not. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so how much time do you have exactly?
Like 10 or 12 minutes.
Oh no.
Oh
Okay.
no. Okay.
Yikes. All right. Well
Yikes
then,
is
because we
right.
did have some other news about some other things that we just clearly won't get to. So I'll just show one more thing and then we'll get to thank yous.
Okay.
And I think this is fitting because this is the TPUSA tribute to Charlie Kirk. It's a little long, but like, how do you cut it? You know what I mean? You can't. And so this will, like, if you haven't cried yet, you probably will. This is absolutely beautiful. Enjoy.
We're active in about
Yeah.
I know, right?
Damn it.
I'm really glad that he didn't go to West Point.
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad, you know?
Yeah.
Because look at what we
Yeah.
got. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
What a force. Gosh, what a force. I'm just so glad that he was here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we all got to see him and know him, and we got to experience Charlie Kirk, and now we can all take what he gave us and move forward, and we can all be Charlie. You know what I mean? We can all take bits of Charlie and like go forward and be Charlie. That's the point, right?
Yes.
We all have to move forward and do that. Like take the baton and do that.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to some thank yous. Quite a few came in yesterday. And by the way, everybody was really, really generous yesterday.
Right?
That was crazy.
And the emails, like we got such lovely emails from people. That's really, thank you for those.
Yeah.
Just so sweet. We appreciate
Very,
it.
very sweet. All right, let's kick this off. Sindra Giles said, even in the face of tragedy, you incredible women remind me what it means to rise up, keep going, and do more with the time we're given. Your strength is fuel for all of us to shine brighter. Enjoy a coffee on me.
Thank you, Sindra. What a cool name. I love that name.
I know. It's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Robin Teal, you two keep speaking the truth. Love you and appreciate you every day, and definitely watch your back. I truly believe they have awoken a sleeping giant yesterday. Though Charlie has gone home, we will all take the baton and finish the race.
Yes.
Love that. This is in the wrong order. She said, wow, ladies, the show brought out all the feels today. I cried and then got angry and then cried some more. We will not let Charlie's death be in vain. Let's live like Charlie, love God, our families, and our country, and fight for them every day. Sorry, I read those out of order. Amanda Barnard said, I had to wait until later to watch because I knew how hard it would be. All I wanted was to hug you both so tightly. Thank you for creating this community. It's exactly what I needed today. I truly, genuinely love you both, and words could never fully express my appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amanda.
Beverly Romeo said, keep fighting. Love you, chicks. Diana Logsden said, wore my MAGA hat in public for the first time today. I'm awake.
Good.
Love that. Donna, our friend Donna Birch, 9/10, loss of Charlie Kirk, 9/11, loss of the World Trade Center, 9/12 will become unstoppable, and it starts today. I love you, chicks. Thank you for helping us through this.
Love you, Donna.
Heather Sella said, you two didn't have to do a show this morning, and not one of us expected it, but you put on brave faces, which must have been very difficult. I have been crying since I found out he was shot yesterday. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. Gary Beveridge said, hey, you lovely jerks. I'm pissed and I'm devastated. I want to fight, but I don't know how to right now. Show me the way. I listen often and I enjoy always. Go with God. The way is to be loud to your friends, to your family, to everybody that you come into contact with.
And going with God is a start, Gary. I think you've already started.
That's exactly right. And then Kim Stringfellow today said, today is my husband Paul's birthday. He is 59. I have listened to you chicks for a few years, and you were the first ones I thought about when I heard the news about Charlie Kirk. Thank you for being there for all of us. Today I honor my husband, who also is a good man. Thank you. And Scott, it's Neve. Neve said, thank you for giving us space to grieve, to be pissed, to celebrate. Your community, this community I am blessed to be a part of in good and especially in bad times. Much love from Neve. And he also said, Daisy, 1000% agree. I'm not ready. We've been tolerant. They need to change. We have nothing we need to do. Love your optimism, Mock. We are not the same. And if there was a gun problem, they wouldn't be breathing already. It's a them problem. Hashtag I am Charlie.
Yeah.
And then over on Locals, Osuki said, Daisy, the Bible told us it would happen. Evil will increase in the latter days. Audrey Krause 5 said, our world is borked. Yesterday at work during lunch, I thought it would be safe to talk about the horrible tragedy of Charlie Kirk's murder. This should not be a left-right issue. I was wrong. It was met with silence and the subject was changed. It made me feel so different about this woman. If she had said, I didn't agree with him at all, but yes, it's a horrible tragedy. Honestly, I'm just shaking my head, praying for Charlie Kirk's family. And Roth Lady Wright said, I have so many Trump shirts, conservative shirts, Jesus shirts, gun shirts, and hats. I don't give two fricks where I am, who's watching, or who gets mad. My kids will question me sometimes, and I simply say, I dare someone to say something to me about anything. I am not afraid. Courage is not in me. Courage is in my faith in God. Charlie Kirk was God's chosen warrior, and his death will have the same impact as men like MLK and great men they assassinated before him.
That's right. Yeah.
Now you
wear the stuff loud and proud. Marcy Parallels. Good morning, chicks. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Hope y'all get some well-deserved rest. See y'all Monday morning. Thank you, Marcy. C-Noons, Amy and Miriam. I just want to let you both know you handled yesterday's show with compassion, humility, grace, and strength. We laughed, cried, and came together. That was not easy. Well done. God bless this Chicks on the Right family. Thank you, C-Noons. Samantha Capehart. Does anyone else feel like they were in a car wreck? My body and soul ache. I forced a run this morning. We can't quit. Stay alert, but stay happy. I told my daughter-in-law yesterday I felt like a truck hit me this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not alone. MT, thank you both for being respectful. A lot of people using Charlie to peddle conspiracies and get clicks. We lost a beautiful soul. R.I.P. Charlie. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of that too. It's a little bit weird.
I saw it in our insiders group yesterday and I just took it down. I was like, nope, that's just not
none of that. We're just not doing that. MT, everyone please pray for his wife and his babies. Absolutely. Karen Elliott, the left has confused and abused Christians' tolerance for too long. They saw tolerance as acceptance and acceptance as approval. No more. That's right. We will not be doormats. Bo Mama 8, I'm so tired of the liberal project deflect mentality. My nephew posted some bullshit about it. If you think the blame only falls on one side, blah, 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 it's hard not to respond with facts, but here we are. Family. Oh my God, don't even get me started on family. We put the fun and dysfunctional in mine. Robin Zecca, President Trump announced the suspect has been arrested with the assistance of his father and a U.S. Marine. Wow. Who was also a pastor. It's very interesting. I can't wait to see all that today. MT, and we'll be talking about it on Monday, I'm sure. MT, guys, they caught him. President Trump confirmed. Kitty Mayer, thank you, Mock and Daisy, for helping us grieve and honor Charlie. This is an old-fashioned Irish wake. Yes. Julie Wolf, please consider and mention Charlie's poor parents. I think I mentioned that yesterday because I can't even imagine. As mom of a son the same age who is in heaven, I would be heartbroken that no one mentioned me. They are as much, if not more, devastated than anyone. God, that is so true, Julie. Yeah. I cannot imagine. We also have a 31-year-old son. Tina Kramer, this has been a week for sure. I'm going to treasure every second of my girls' weekend and do lots of day drinking. Have a great weekend, my chick family. I just want to get in a bathtub for 4 hours with some Prosecco. That's all I care about. Robin Dye, my high school friend worked for Charlie's dad here in the Chicago area and remembers when Charlie was born.
Oh my God.
Robin Dye, Rush Clip reminds me of the same sadness when he died. We really miss him too. Janine Klimt, my best friend is a liberal. We have debated for years. He is in shock just as I am. Sadly, Daisy is right. These people are off the rails. They are. Team Media and Publishing, they have the killer in custody. Marcus Drake, time now is 8:55, and I just saw a post from 1 minute ago that the shooter was in custody. I hope it's true. Karen Elliott, Trump was, it's us they want. He's in the way. Yeah. Heather Probst, conservatives say that guns are for fishing, hunting, and self-defense because that's what they use them for. Liberals say guns are for killing because that's what they use them for. Yep. Team Media and Publishing, killers in custody, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah. Shorty Short. So maybe now the Mossad killed Kirk stuff will die. Yeah.
It would be so nice.
Right? Kristen Beal, where can I support the worldwide distribution of this Joker video? Powerful stuff. We are not the same.
That's from the Dilly meme team. So you can look him
Twitter.
up.
Right.
Yeah.
You can get it on Twitter. Mindy McGee, please let your Arkansas listeners know we're having a candlelight vigil for Charlie to celebrate his life and to lift his family in prayer. It's at 7 p.m. at the Johnson County Courthouse tonight. That's really nice.
Yeah,
Nober, nice. Don't have much, but here's some support. Couldn't find memberships. The body of Christ weeps. And I honestly feel like we are connected for the first time. It's very sweet. Thank you.
chicksontheright.com/links will get you to the places that if you would like to become a member at Locals or Facebook Insiders, you're more than welcome.
Those would be your people, I'm sure. Gayla, last time I felt like this was when Princess Diana died. Oh, I remember that day. I do so much, that whole weekend. Lori Weens, going to see 60th anniversary of Sound of Music tonight just to lift my spirits. That sounds like a good plan, Lori.
I love that.
That sounds like a good plan. You guys were bringing it in. Thank you so much for everything the past 2 days, you guys.
Yeah,
it's been wonderful. Yeah, it's been wonderful having you guys to help get us through. I know that you guys have thanked us a lot, and I hope we've thanked you enough for all the support that you've given us. So we love you guys. We hope everybody has a restful weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.